Continuing our series on the first female doctors based on the book Women in White Coats. This is our episode 2. Elizabeth Blackwell faced a lot of sexism as the first female medical student in the US, but not all was bad. She had a few allies and fellow students that supported her. One of her main supporters was the anatomy professor Dr. James Webster. At the start of school in the fall of 1847, Webster said to Elizabeth, "I'll venture to say in 10 years' time, 1/3 the classes in our colleges will consist of women. After the precedent you will have established, people's eyes will be opened." The small town of Geneva was amazed by Elizabeth's presence. When she walked to school, she would hear something like, "Here she comes. Let's have a good look at the lady doctor." Elizabeth wrote to her sister, "I sit quietly in this large assemblage of young men. The students are a little bewildered. The other people at first regarded me with suspicion, but I am so quiet and gentle that all suspicion turns into astonishment." By the end of her first semester, no professor had written her a letter of introduction to help her secure an apprenticeship, because they didn't want to be associated with a female medical student. When she did secure an apprenticeship on her own at Brockley Arms House, the young resident physicians there did not receive her well. They would walk out whenever Elizabeth walked onto the wards. To avoid confrontation, Elizabeth studied alone. She was frustrated as she could have learned so much more if only they hadn't avoided her. Elizabeth returned to Geneva in October, and she continued to be a dedicated student. Finally, graduation arrived in January 1849. The church where the graduation ceremony was held was packed. All the ladies of the town had filled the audience to witness this historic spectacle. Professor Webster urged Elizabeth to join the procession of graduates entering the church. However, Elizabeth insisted that it wouldn't be ladylike. Instead, she chose to enter the church with her brother. When receiving her diploma, Elizabeth proclaimed, "It shall be the effort of my life, by God's blessing, to shed honor on this diploma," and the audience roared with applause.